Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm Tyler Bentley. Alongside me in the booth is Tim Henderson. Tim, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
Doing wonderful here tonight. We are live at the Lanier Speedway with the Short Track Rivals Racing 305 Sprint Division. 9 drivers signed in for action here tonight. Lewis Knight tops those 9 drivers here in practice with a lap time of 12.25 seconds here tonight. Checkered flag just waved in our practice session. We are going to roll into single car qualifying here. We will take a look at a couple of these drivers as they make their way onto the racetrack here for their qualifying effort. Matt Smith in the number 31, one of the first drivers out on the racetrack. See him work the middle part of the racetrack in 1 and 2. 3 and 4 going to do the same down here. Across the line, completes lap number 1. Each driver gets 3 qualifying laps. 13:47 for Matt on his first lap. Tyler Bickford a 13:76. Armando Melgoza a 13:63. Matt Smith's second lap wasn't able to improve there, so he's going to take that 13:47. Armando Melgoza still second quick with a 13:63. Lap 2 a little slower. Jeremy Christensen just moved up into the second spot with a 13:61. As I say that, more drivers flashing across the line. And Dusty Roberts in that 23 machine just set quick time for a 13:41. And Daniel Nance, that's a new name here tonight, just moved to the top of the board with a 13:34. Chase DeClue in the number 2 machine. Saw him last night in the Regal Promotions Esports 305 Nationals race. Chase DeClue's lap 2, a little slower. He takes a 13:62 eighth quick. So up to an even 10 drivers here in qualifying. It looks like each and every one of these guys has completed their qualifying laps. Dana Burdick checking in the chat. Always good to see you. Yep, and there is another sprint car event going on tonight, the 360 Nationals that Regal's putting on. So, like Dana said, they are missing a few drivers due to that money race going on. But nonetheless, this is round 9, and we are here. These 10 drivers are ready to do battle at the Lanier Speedway. Opening thoughts from you tonight, Tim.
I just can't believe how quick the track is slicking off with the amount of drivers we have. I mean, the whole bottom side is pretty slicked off. You got the top looks to be in prime in 1 and 2. I can't really tell in 3 and 4, but this is going to provide some really good racing.
Yeah, absolutely. While we have a quick second here with a minute and 40 left in this qualifying session, we'll bring up the points to show everybody. Here are the current standings in the 305 Sprint Division. Matt Smith's at the top with 301 points. Has a great points lead over second place Jeremy Christensen with 279. Third place in points currently is Lewis Knight with 203. Tyler Bickford sits fourth with 187, and Hayden Todd currently fifth with 186 points. So barring anything crazy, Matt Smith should retain the points lead at the close of tonight, regardless of where he ends up. But still, Lewis Knight, Jeremy Christensen, right there within striking distance if anything goes too awry. But still a 22-point lead for Matt Smith. Probably lets him enter these races a little easier, wouldn't you say, Tim?
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. As with about 30 seconds left on the timer, and we will get into heat racing action. Probably split them up into 2 heats, maybe 5 drivers apiece in each heat race. We'll find out what iRacing decides to do with the heat racing splits. If you're tuning in with us here on the Buckeye Racing Network for the first time, we certainly appreciate it. Let us know who you're pulling for here tonight. 10 drivers. Let us know who you're cheering on. And Daniel Nance sets the quick time here tonight, so congratulations on that, Daniel. We're going to roll right into heat race number 1, and they are going to split it up into 2 heats, 5 drivers apiece on row 1 for heat race 1. It's going to be Daniel Nance and Matt Smith. Row 2 is going to be Anthony Ramsey and Jeremy Christensen. Row 3 is going to be Armando Melgoza. All right, field rolling behind the pace truck. 8 quick laps. And we do have some Lewis Knight fans out in the chat. We've seen him had a good recent couple of weeks. In fact, was the winner, I believe, last week in the 305 division. So definitely a driver to watch as we head into tonight.
Melgoza we seen last night in our special event, not ours, but
yeah, Regals. Yeah, Jeremy Christensen was there as well. So pace truck peels off. Daniel Nance waits till the last second. He finally takes the green flag. We're off and away in heat race number 1. Matt Smith tried to make the middle work, but ran through a little bit of the slick on the corner exit, and the car kind of got sideways, stepped out on him. But he has a peek down to the inside of Daniel Nance as they complete lap number 1. Look at Matt Smith down low. He made it work. Nance trying to use the outside. Nance gets really loose, almost loses the car. Had to correct it. He gathered it back in. Matt Smith now out to 3/4 of a second advantage. 3 wide battling, though, for second out of turn 2. Oh, Nance is just struggling as that car got really loose on the bottom there, and he falls back to the 5th place position for it now. Jeremy Christensen, Anthony Ramsey, side by side, battling hard here for position 2. Half distance, 4 laps down, 4 to go. Christensen tries to turn it down below Ramsey and use the line that Ramsey used to get by him. No avail that time. Armando Melgoza currently in the 4th place position. Oh, so tight battling there, as I believe Ramsey's trying to play blocker just a little bit here. You know, and as...
one around.
Go ahead.
We had one around. I believe that was Melgoza. He spins it right into the pit road. We stay green.
Christensen, Ramsey still fighting for the 2nd place position. White flag in the air for the leader of Heat 1, Matt Smith. He's going to use the inside in 1 and 2. Work the middle in 3 and 4. And Matt Smith's going to come to the line and take the checkered flag in heat race number 1. Anthony Ramsey holds on for position 2. Jeremy Christensen will be 3rd. Here comes Daniel Nance out of turn 4 and across the line to be 4th. And Armando Melgoza will be credited with 5th as he works slowly through the pit area. That's heat race 1. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for heat race number 2. Row number 1 is going to be Dusty Roberts and Lewis Knight. Row 2 is going to be Tyler Bickford and Chase DeClue. Row 3 is going to be Braden Blair. All right, looks like I'm going to have to reload my scoreboard here, as it's got things jumbled up just a little bit.
Once every broadcast.
Well, no, it didn't happen to me last night, I don't believe, but all right, there we got it straightened back out. Pace truck peels off. Go ahead, Tim, get us underway.
Oh boy. Lewis Knight is going to take over a second position. Dusty Roberts off to a great start. We're going to have a battle for third with Bickford and DeClue. DeClue all the way around the outside. Bickford running the bottom where he is most comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen him running down low last night as well. Going to continue that here tonight at Lanier. But Lewis Knight is on the chase to leader Dusty Roberts, and he is slowly closing that gap. Just a couple of car lengths difference now between Dusty Roberts and Lewis Knight. Looks like first and second using a very similar line on each end of the racetrack. Now Lewis goes all the way up to the top. Let's see if that works for him. Does get a little bit of a run down the back straightaway, but lost some time entering the corner. Dusty Roberts slowly making his way, creeping up a little higher as well. Bickford still committed down low. Chase DeClue following him. Now Bickford moves up higher. DeClue still down on the bottom, as it looks like Bickford and DeClue both have some blinks. Having maybe some minor connection issues there, Tyler Bickford and Chase DeClue. Dusty Roberts, though, comes to take the white flag with over a second advantage back to Lewis Knight. Dusty Roberts rounds out of turn 4, comes to the line and wins heat 2. Lewis Knight will be second. Tyler Bickford holds on for third. Chase DeClue will be credited with fourth. And Braden Blair comes home in fifth there to finish our heat racing action. 5 minutes on the board. Drivers will get to head out, make some final adjustments to their setups before we get going in our 30-lap feature event here tonight. And with that being said, while these drivers are making their final adjustments, we are going to step aside, get a word from our partners over at Premier Racing Setups. All right, everybody, welcome back into the Buckeye Racing Network. Underneath a minute to go in our warm-up session. Here, these drivers, like I said a few moments ago, making any final adjustments or tweaks needed to their race cars. Here, Dusty Roberts checking in the chat as well. Nice to see it. Has been a little bit of time for sure, Dusty. Nice to see you out racing again with STRR. Look at Tyler Bickford, though, Tim. Setting quick time so far with a lap time of 13:66 here in our warm-up.
Yeah, we're going to see a whole lot of gear changes, I think. These drivers are going to be looking to find what gear is best for the track right now and where they think is going to be best for late in the feature.
Dusty, we certainly have been pretty good. I hope you've been good as well, buddy. All right, that's going to conclude our warm-up session. Now, let's take a look at the starting lineup for our feature event. Points leader, Matt Smith. Going to start on the pole, Dusty Roberts to his outside. Row 2 is going to be Anthony Ramsey and Lewis Knight. Row 3, Jeremy Christensen and Tyler Bickford. Row 4, Daniel Nance and Chase Decloux. Row 5 is going to be Armando Melgoza and Braden Blair. .30 laps on the board. Yeah, we're going to have a quick laps of pacing. Looks like no rework done to the track, so these drivers are going to have to navigate around those slick areas, find the grip, and try to set sail on the rest of the field here tonight. Tim, looks like Dusty Roberts has picked up right where he left off, came into the night, has a fast car, and starting on the outside of the front row for our feature event.
Is that who you're keeping your eye on?
That's going to be my driver to watch here tonight, at number 23, Dusty Roberts. How about you, Tim?
Well, I'm gonna keep my eye on the driver directly behind him, Lewis Knight.
That's another good one to keep your eye on. He's been quick the past few weeks. Matt Smith in control. Pace truck is off. He fires. Green flag is in the air. We are underway, rocking and rolling at Lanier for 30 laps. Side by side out of turn 2. Dusty Roberts trying to hold on to that second spot. Lewis Knight trying to follow him through on the outside. Anthony Ramsey challenging, though, down low. Jeremy Christensen down there as well. Oh, really tight there between Roberts and Ramsey as they enter turn 3. Roberts moves into P2. Ramsey slides back to P3. Jeremy Christensen, Lewis Knight side by side. Knight on the outside, Christensen on the inside in that number 16 machine. As I say that, our first caution flag of the night is out. Let's take a look at what happened. Keep an eye on that number 95 machine of Daniel Nance. Looks like he made a little contact with Chase Decloux getting into turn 1. And they battled side by side. Nance's car, looks like it was just unsettled through 1 and 2. He tried to gather it in. As he did that, he kind of pushed right up into the tube machine of Chase Decloux. So Daniel Nance with some heavy damage. Chase Decloux with damage on his race car as well. See, Nance actually went up and over there on the inside of the back straightaway and had to tow his car into the pit area to the attention of his crew. So both Daniel Nance and Chase Decloux in the pit area for repair here early on in the going of our feature. Looks like the field is trying to double up here. So I believe the pace truck's already off. We're going to get the restart here. Green flag is back in the air. Daniel Nance is trying to get out of the pit area. Chase DeClue still getting service on his machine. Matt Smith out to the advantage over the rest of the field. Dusty Roberts, Anthony Ramsey still side by side. Jeremy Christensen, Lewis Knight side by side as well. That's battle of second and fourth on the racetrack currently. A little further back, Tyler Bickford, currently in sixth. He's using the far outside lane. Right behind him, Braden Blair, kind of working the middle part of the racetrack. Matt Smith out to 0.4 of a second advantage over the 23 machine of Dusty Roberts. Looks like Smith, Ramsey works the inside part of the racetrack as well as Lewis Knight. Roberts using the middle. Oh my goodness, 3 wide for a moment entering turn 2. Now Roberts is going to drive down to the inside and block off Ramsey and Knight from making a move into turn 3. And man, as he's doing that, he is really gaining on Matt Smith on corner entry. Matt Smith is just kind of being easy and running as low as possible through the corners. Lewis Knight now has a peek to the inside of Anthony Ramsey. Nothing doing that time. Going to settle back in line. Jeremy Christensen, though, he's found his way all the way up on the cushion. Trying to see if he can make any headway there. Really tight battling between Ramsey and Knight. Knight's not going to give up on the bottom and does complete that pass finally, but Anthony Ramsey is going to try the crossover move, and that's going to work for him into turn number 3.
Man, folks, you got to remember these guys don't have a mirror.
No, they don't, and these moves, you got to time things out just right. Oh, no, Ramsey gets into the tail tank of Lewis Knight and almost spins him around. Both cars continue going. That's going to allow Tyler Bickford to slide through. Bickford now finds himself in the top 3. Lewis Knight holds on to 4th for now, but Jeremy Christensen makes contact with him exiting 4. And Anthony Ramsey's going to try to buzz around both on the outside. Was unable to do so, but man, Lewis Knight probably getting a bit frustrated as his entry to turn 3 the past couple of laps has been hurt. Back up front, Matt Smith out to a 2.5 seconds over Dusty Roberts. He's coming up on the lap machine of Daniel Nance. Dusty Roberts comfortably in the 2nd position for now. Has a nice gap back to the 0.7 machine of Tyler Bickford. Then there's about a 3-car battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th between Lewis Knight, Jeremy Christensen, and Anthony Ramsey. Ramsey has a peek to the inside of Christensen for a top 5 position. Unable to complete at that time. Going to try it again with a slide job through 3 and 4. And oh my, they do make a little bit of contact that time. As they're going to continue to trade that spot as they enter turn 3 this time, Tim.
Yeah, I was just watching the different lines that these guys are using here. It doesn't, each lap they're going into a different line or entry point, and they're searching around trying to find, you know, tenths of a second to catch up to these cars that they got to battle.
Absolutely, as Matt Smith has opened up that advantage by another 1/10 of a second. He comes around to the line, just 8 laps to go in this one already. Dusty Roberts searching through the middle part of the racetrack, trying to find any grip he can there. Lap machine between Dusty Roberts and Tyler Bickford. Bickford finds himself 3.3 seconds behind race leader Matt Smith. Lewis Knight in 4th finds himself 4.6 seconds back. Jeremy Christensen rounds out the top 5. I'll tell you, though, Tim, what a show Matt Smith is putting on. Been committed to running that inside line here during the feature, and it has worked for him, and he is up over 2 seconds now to Dusty Roberts.
Yeah, it's interesting. Looks like he's the only one that's keeping it real shallow on the exit.
Oh, and
he almost runs right into the back of Melgoza.
Yeah, that was very close there. Matt Smith's going to have to work his way around the 2 machine of Chase DeClue as well, I believe, here in the closing laps. Melgoza is now a lap down. Dusty Roberts dealing with him out of turn 4 this time and completes that pass. Matt Smith going to try to work around Chase DeClue on the inside as he's going to come to the white flag. What a show Matt Smith has put on here tonight at Lanier. Leads all of the laps and going to take home the checkered flag. Matt Smith wins at Lanier. Dusty Roberts comes home in second. Tyler Bickford rounds out the podium. We'll get to talk to those 3 gentlemen in just a few moments. The rest of the field, Lewis Knight will be 4th. Jeremy Christensen 5th. Anthony Ramsey 6th. Braden Blair 7th. Armando Melgoza credited in 8th. 9th goes to Daniel Nans. And 10th goes to the driver of the 2 machine of Chase DeClue. All right, that's going to open up our interview portion of the night. We're going to start things off talking to the driver of the 07, Tyler Bickford. Hey, Tyler, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Hello?
Hey, we got you, Tyler. Well,
I'm having some difficulties here.
Oh, having some difficulties. Are you able to give an interview?
Yeah, I should be able to now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
All right, cool.
All right, man. You come home in the 3rd place position here tonight. Looks like everybody kind of got spaced out there in the feature after our first caution. And once everything did, it was kind of hard to gain any time on any of the other drivers. Everybody was so evenly matched. I know it looked like everybody was kind of searching around. What line seemed to work best for you here tonight?
The top of 1 and 2 was flying, and then the bottom of 3 or 4 was pretty good if you got the right exit.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen the top and the bottom work at various points here tonight. Tim, do you have anything to ask Tyler?
Yeah, Tyler, how important was the gearing for this track, the way that it played out?
Probably pretty important. I don't really know. I didn't mess with the gearing tonight. I went and bought a Premier setup to see how it worked, and I just left it how it was.
All right. Well, we certainly like hearing that as our partners over there at Premier Racing Setups. Well, Tyler, a good 3rd place run for you here tonight. Before we let you go, anybody that you need to thank?
Yeah, thank you guys for broadcasting, STR for putting it on, Bowman Designs, and Jason McManus Sim Sports.
All right, Tyler. Well, again, congratulations on that 3rd place finish. We'll let you celebrate it.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You as well. All right, let's get a word in with our 2nd place finisher, Dusty Roberts. Hey, Dusty, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
I got a copy. How are you guys?
Doing mighty fine. Well, you started on the outside of the front row. You finished there in 2nd place. Man, it was good to see you back on the track here tonight. Had a great car, fast all night. Could you have figured out any way to get up there and challenge Matt, though, in the closing laps?
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. Matt just had it figured out. There wasn't a whole lot. I threw the kitchen sink at it for a couple laps, and nothing was working. So I went back to what I was doing, just trying not to lose any spots from there.
Yeah, absolutely. You were definitely able to hold station there in P2. Tim, do you have anything to ask Dusty?
Yeah, what was the challenge about getting around this place for you tonight?
Just being slick top to bottom, it's a problem you have anywhere you go. When it gets slick, you always feel like you're overdriving or underdriving. You never really feel like you know where you're gonna be or where you should be. So just kind of trying to work through the slick the best you can and do what you think is right, and hopefully it works out for you.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Dusty, before we let you go tonight, anybody you need to thank?
All the guys at STRR, man, they're a great group of guys. They do a lot for everybody that they can. Uh, I actually ran a PRS setup, so I got to thank them. I didn't really touch the car at all. I just got in it and drove, and so they got a good program going on over there. Other than that, man, it's a lone Sloan deal here.
Yeah, absolutely not a sponsor one on the car, so maybe that'll change here the next time we see you out on the racetrack. But again, we certainly appreciate you getting a word in here with us, and we'll let you celebrate your second place run.
Thank you guys. Have a great night.
You as well. All right, and let's finish things off talking to our winner here, Matt Smith. Hey, Matt, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Sure do, guys.
All right, man. Well, what a dominating performance for you here tonight at the Lanier Speedway. You came into tonight the points leader. You're going to leave the points leader and probably extend that advantage into round 10 next week. How does all of that feel?
Oh, it feels great. It's about time I got one of these wins.
Yeah, absolutely. You've had a solid run this season. And not only to mention that, you came out here and won it in dominating fashion.
I didn't think I was going to do it tonight, to be honest with you. I started running the bottom, like I'm sticking to it the whole race. I'm not moving up.
And it certainly worked to your advantage. Tim, do you have anything to ask Matt?
Yeah, what was your favorite part about this track tonight? How did it play out in your favor?
I think it's because it's a slick track. We let it run all the way through practice and never reset it. I prefer the run on a slick track than a tacky one.
Yeah, and it showed here tonight for sure. Matt, before we let you go, anybody you need to thank?
I just want to thank you guys for broadcasting, and then, of course, STRR for throwing it on, and all the guys coming out and racing with us every week.
All right, Matt, we certainly appreciate you talking to us here tonight. We're going to let you celebrate your big victory, though.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. All right, that's going to conclude our interview portion here tonight. Closing thoughts from you, Tim.
Yeah, just a great overall night of racing. These guys just went out and became gladiators on the dirt.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a joy to be a part of STRR's weekly events. Of course, we're going to have the coverage on Thursday night for their limited late model division at 9 o'clock Eastern. So come on out, hang out, watch some racing, be a part of that event with us. And of course, we'll be back live with them next week on Tuesday and Thursday nights as well. But that's going to do it for us here from the Lanier Speedway. For Tim Henderson, I'm Tyler Bentley. Good night, everybody.